Hey guys, this is just a very quick, like how to document an assembly. This goes with 2.1.4. It is something you can do really quickly because I've already made all the stuff. If you're still struggling with the selfie stick, I'm going to try to Zoom for virtual students on Thursday I have a meeting. Friday, I don't commit yet, but I would like to Zoom if you're having trouble. If you need me to, especially, please send me an email and I'll make a time to do it. What I have for you, I've made this thing really sort of hastily this morning, this simple assembly explode. It's been shared with you. It is view only. So when you open it, what it's got in it is this assembly I made, and there's a part studio with the 4 parts I made. So you can't do anything but look at it. Go up here to the 3 lines document menu and find where it says copy workspace. Again, if it's just view only, you're not going to see all the options. You're just going to see like 3 things. Copy workspace. You can put your name at the end if you want to. I'm going to just call it virtual example. All right. And this is a quick and easy thing, I promise. Some folks today said it's the easiest thing they've done this course so far, and I'm not sure if I would agree, but hey, that's good, right? It's good if it's the easiest thing. So you'll have the part studio, you'll have the assembly already done. Don't mess anything here up. You're good. You can slide it around if you need to look at it. So an exploded view, what that is you're showing your supplier, you're showing people who are making it, putting it together, you're showing the customer what the parts are, kind of where they go. If you remember from the Bellwork quiz yesterday or 2 days ago, depending on what class you're in, it's basically you take all the parts and they're kind of still lined up. They're not spread all over the place. They're not randomly oriented. They're kind of oriented as though all I have to do is just sort of slide them together from whatever direction they're exploded in. And that's nice because then you know, oh, this piece exactly goes in between these 2 parts, and this thing goes inside, and these guys are all kind of central down this line, and these 3 little claw pieces for the end, you can see how there's like the little screws or whatever these pins are that are holding it in place. They're oriented as though they're going to go right through the holes that'll be there once it's all collapsed together. So it's expanded, collapsed, expanded, collapsed. All right. So to make an exploded view in Onshape, what you're going to do is you're going to be in the assembly window. So make sure you're in assembly 1 with me. And over on the right side, there is what says BOM table. Oh, I'm going to have to explore that later. There's a configuration panel and there's exploded views. If you click on any of these, it should slide out a new tab on the right part of your screen. So I'm going to click exploded views. And this guy, I'm going to move more centrally again. Exploded views, I don't have any yet in this document, so I'm going to click add exploded view. And when I do that, it should pop up with this little yellowish box, editing explode 1. I've got explode 1 in my list. And when I finish, I'll hit done and it'll be in my list over here still. All right. All I want to do is I'm going to sort of pull all my parts apart the way that they're going to go together, and sort of 1 part, maybe 2 parts at a time. Like I want to start with both these pins because they're going to do the same thing. They're going to slide into their slots. If I zoom in, I can click on the end of them and not accidentally get that piece. And you can also look in your part list, see what's highlighted. That'll help you know for sure if you've got it. Now, when you do that, you're going to have this sort of 3-axis thing with an arrow in each of them and this little to rotate on each of them. We're not rotating anything. We're just sliding it right now. I'm going to slide these pins straight up and out. So I'm going to basically bring them up above so they're hovering. If I click on the arrow that's pointing upwards, then I can drag it up. And when I do that, you'll see it's sort of, it gives you a sort of little dashed line so you can tell where they came from. You can change how far up it goes over here if you want to. You can change whether the lines show up or not if you want to. But as long as you pull it up a little ways, that'll show that having come apart a little bit. And if you accidentally only clicked one of these pins, you can always go back and click the other one with this window open for your exploded view, because this is your step 1. If I click that guy, it'll just add it back in again. If I click this one, it'll bring that up as well. I don't want to have that one up, so I'm going to get the top off of there. All right, if I green check it, you'll notice I've got step 1 over here saved. I need to bring the top up now, sort of a little bit smaller, a little bit lower of a less. There's the word I'm looking for. A little bit less high than the other ones. So if I click on that, I click on my little arrow, I bring it up slightly, and now it's been brought up. That says explode to step 2. Okay, cool. Gonna green check it. Again, you could change if it's, you can change this if you want to, the distance manually if you want to. Green check that guy. All right. I want to show this, if this were a longer axle, it would be sliding into the part. So I'm going to have it slide, instead of up, I'm going to have it slide sort of along the axis. So I don't know if my view is reversed for you, but for me, it's going this way. Now, if I grab this arrow that's along the same direction as that cylinder is, and I slide it forward a little bit, and that'll bring that out of there. And that's kind of where I want it to be. Now, all of my parts, they're kind of moved away from each other. They're lined up where they should be. They're not like randomly moved around. They're just lined up the way they should be. And when I hit done, don't panic. It's going to go back to the way it was just assembled. All right. When I hit done, it's going to have this still saved over here, these steps, and Explode 1 saved in your exploded views list. I push done. My assembly is going to look like it used to, but the Explode's still over there. So people said, oh no, it's gone. No, double click on Explode 1 in your list, and that'll show you what you had already done with Explode 1. So don't freak out, it's not gone. All right? Why would you have more than one exploded view? If you have a very, very complicated object, you might explode like one part of it for one picture, and then explode another spot on it for a different picture. Like you might have something complicated like this stick with the claw arm, the robot claw at the end of it. You might have you might want to have like a zoomed in version of it, just the claw assembly pulled apart. So you might have one that has the whole thing pulled apart and then one that has the claw pulled apart even farther. So that is that. And there's your exploded view. I'm going to look at this cool other stuff. Okay. That's how you edit the bill of materials, which is what I was looking for today in class. My first period class, I said, I don't remember how to edit the bill of materials. I might do that for you guys before you have access to this piece. All right. So now I'm going to make a drawing. I'm going to go hit plus. I'm going to create a drawing. My inch template, make sure you're using an inches template because this is in inches. And just to see how it goes, how it would work in Onshape. Right now, normally when you do a drawing, you just have one part. Right now, I have several parts, and I don't want them all put in here. I don't need to, this is just the assembly drawing. If I needed to tell you how big the parts were, I would do like an individual parts list drawing somewhere else. But I'm going to click Assemblies. Notice how I've got Part Studio and I've got Assembly. If I click Assemblies, there's my Assembly 1 right there in the list. If I click on that guy, it's going to give a front view first, which is kind of boring. Let's go over and change in the Insert View sort of menu that comes up. You can change it to isometric, and that'll make it kind of at that angle that you saw it when I had first had it done. And click that over there. Boom, you got it. If I insert another view of this Assembly 1, what I can do is I can choose where it says Explode Position. Explode Position right now is default. If I pick my Explode 1, that'll give me the exploded view, and you see it's a bit taller because it's been exploded upwards. And this is the front view, so you can't see it as nicely. So let's make that isometric as well. And it's too big to put in here. It's kind of going to run into the edges. Let's change our scale 1 to 2. And just stick that one in there. And there it is. And it tells you what the scale is, which is nice because you might be like, hold on, what's the scale? Okay. The thing that I was excited about that I discovered while I was making the video is the bill of materials table. Sometimes you'll call it a parts list. Some places call it bill of materials. If I put the bill of materials table, it's already got like a template. And you can change the style. You can have it structured, multi-level structure. You can have it bottom to top. I'm going to keep the flattened one. I'm going to put it over here because there's space for it there. And what that does is it automatically, undo what I just did. I didn't want to change the size. I just wanted to move it. There's the dot you move it with, I think. Yep. It's got a list. It's got item number 1, quantity 1, part number. So if it had a part number, like a catalog number, the description, what it is, and it says how many of it. So it's got all this information already here. And I am guessing that if I went back into my assembly and looked at my bill of materials, I can, let's see what else I've got. Show table, okay. I can go and edit the part number, like let's call this part, hold on, what part is this? That's the axle. So I might call it the axle. This guy, this is the bottom of it. This guy is, oh, these are the pins. And this is the top piece. So now that I've changed my bill of materials over there, if I go down to drawing 1, it should have, let's update it. Remember, if you change something and you go back to your drawing, you need to update. It's over there. There's a little refresh circly arrow thing. And it should put those descriptions in for me. Yes, that's how you do it. All right, cool. So that's basically it. If I had a part number to give you, I would give you part numbers, but I made these up. They're not real parts. There probably aren't anything in any catalog like those guys. So that is what you're going to do. A screenshot will suffice for this. Please don't share this document with me. I have enough documents I have to go through. I don't know if you remember seeing my list, but it's still quite expansive and it keeps loading more. It's got several. I need to start unsharing these things that I've graded and share them back to you guys. Alrighty, that is all. Have fun. Let me know if you need anything. Bye-bye.